from ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us as we start another week together. And tonight, that breaking headline, the FBI and Secret Service now investigating that hack into a city's water supply, the computer system, where hackers trying to poison the water. Also, that historic second impeachment trial beginning tomorrow, and what we've learned tonight. But we're going to begin this evening with authorities urging Americans not to let their guard down with the coronavirus. Cases down from their January peak. But of course, that concern that the UK variant could soon become the dominant variant in this country. And then, of course, the images from over the weekend. Fans at a bar in Tampa erupting moments after the Buccaneers' first touchdown. Authorities were concerned over Super Bowl parties going in. And after the Bucs' victory, crowds celebrating in the streets. Tonight, that new study showing cases of that highly contagious UK variant could actually be doubling every 10 days in this country. That spread in a race for the vaccine, 31.6 million people have been vaccinated, just 10% of the population. Dr. Anthony Fauci and what he's saying tonight about the second dose of the vaccine and the laser focus on getting those vaccines out. This week, 1 million doses will go out to pharmacies across the country. Johnson & Johnson's single-shot vaccine could become the third vaccine here in the U.S., so where does the timing stand on that tonight? We will carefully guide you through it all, and we begin here with ABC's Eva Pilgrim leading us off.
Tonight, fears of a new wave of infections fueled by a weekend of Super Bowl celebrations. After scenes of parties in the streets and bars of Tampa, the CDC director today urging Americans to double down.
I'm asking everyone to please keep your guard up. The continued proliferation of variants remains of great concern and is a threat that could reverse the recent positive trends we are seeing.
A new study suggesting cases of the more contagious UK variant may be doubling every 10 days in this country. So far, 10% of the population has received at least one dose of the vaccine. Dr. Anthony Fauci today stressing the second dose is not only important for individuals, it's important to keep the virus from mutating. This week, Los Angeles only giving out those second shots. But around the country, so many people have been scrambling to get a second appointment, like Jean Fitzgerald in Washington.
Now I feel like I'm kind of under a time crunch. You need to be able to schedule the second shot.
The president today taking a virtual tour of a mass vaccination site in Arizona and keeping to his timeline to have enough vaccine doses by summer for 300 million Americans.
We're optimistic that we have enough, we'll have enough of the vaccine in the pipeline to be able to provide shots for over, including double shots for over 300 million people before we get through the summer.
Pfizer announcing they are now rolling out doses faster than originally planned, cutting their production time in half. With demand for vaccines only growing, all eyes are on that Johnson & Johnson vaccine the FDA could greenlight by the end of the month. We got an inside look at Emergent Biosolutions in Baltimore, where teams are working on that vaccine.
Since September, that's really when the manufacturing started, our engineering runs, and we've been in constant production since.
And tonight, researchers are tracking an increase in confirmed cases in children, up 10% in the last 2 weeks. The family of Mackenzie Gongora in San Antonio is looking for answers. They say the 9-year-old was sick with COVID and recovering at home.
Doctors told them kind of the standard thing that they tell parents with kids with COVID, especially with no respiratory issues, to keep an eye on her, keep her comfortable.
But just 3 days after she tested positive, Mackenzie passed away. Her cause of death still under review.
And Eva Pilgrim joined us tonight. She's in Baltimore, where they are now working on that Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that single-dose vaccine. And Eva, President Biden sticking to his timeline today, again today, to say he would have 300 million Americans vaccinated, he hopes, by the end of summer. And that prediction doesn't fully take into account what this single-shot vaccine from Johnson & Johnson could actually do for this timeline.
That's right, David. Johnson & Johnson has committed to 100 million doses by the end of June. They are working, as you can see here behind me, around the clock to get this first wave of this vaccine ready to go out as soon as they get authorization, and that could happen as soon as the early end of this month. David?